Welcome back to the Peaked in Middle School podcast.
Kyle.
This is Kyle. I'm Narwhal. This is the worst start we've ever had to an episode, guys. This show is rated 5 stars on Apple Podcasts by a student 11.
Let's go. Is it like a student that's 11 or
like the 11th student
Could
or
be.
a student was taken 10 other times. The possibilities are endless.
That's true.
They say this is by far the best podcast I've ever listened to, and it's 2 sweaty guys and a ton of voice cracks in a studio for an hour at a time. Xbox 360 party chat on COD MW2 bundled into a podcast. I don't know if I could ask for anything more.
I can't ask for much more either.
No, I mean, Kyle and I have never known how to describe our show.
That's a good
And recently
description.
we've seen people say stuff like that, and I think
That's accurate.
that's what we're going to try and adopt here because
Yeah.
it seems pretty accurate. Guys, actually, no, before I say how I'm doing, how are you doing, Kyle?
I'm good. Oh my god, this is the worst. This might be the worst start to a podcast I've had.
You're giving me a lot of content for the voice cracks compilation.
No, it's cool. I'm also sweating.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Okay.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm feeling very just motivated right now. In this, I don't know, the last couple weeks I've been very happy. And I have to say, I don't say it enough, I'm proud of you, Kyle.
Thanks. Why?
Just-
What have I done?
Both of us have been working really hard.
I'm proud of you too.
Thank you. The other day, Kyle texted me. He was at work, and he was like, this just fucking sucks.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like I felt it. And you might remember what you said better than I do, but you said something like,
I can read it.
this makes me realize that like I don't want to do this forever.
Exactly.
And I do think there is something special though about this phase right now. I think we are currently in the good old days where everything sucks. Not everything. My life is good right now. I'm really happy.
I'm too.
But there are certain aspects of like grinding our day jobs that we don't love that much.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it will make it that much more rewarding when we do get to a point where we don't have to, where we can monetize this.
I would agree. And technically, we are monetized. we just, we're monetized for like 1 cent a month. But
Yeah.
that's cool. 1 cent is 1 cent.
That's
we just
what I'm-
need like a million more cents.
Yeah, dude. I used to have this mindset on my old YouTube channel where I was like, as long as I gain 1 subscriber a day, I'm happy. Because hypothetically, in a million days from now, I'll have a
Well.
million subscribers. That was my logic. But then I realized a million days,
Hang on, million days. What is that math here?
do a million divided by 365.
Yeah. 2,739. So you would have lived longer than the years that we currently have. It's 2020.
Well, but 2020, this started at like the world existed before 20.
No, I'm sorry. That's what I'm saying.
Before
It's like-
2020
is
years
whatever.
ago.
I'm not going to say BCE, CE.
Wait, what? You're saying?
Oh, no, sorry. I messed that up. I'm
Bro,
not going to
the
say
world has
BC.
been around for like millions of years.
I am not. Yes, I understand.
Okay.
Dinosaurs
okay.
and shit.
I just wanted to make sure you didn't think the
Yeah,
whole,
but we
Earth
started
was-
with this Jesus guy or whatever. That was 0.
Yeah.
I don't know who. Why did we just adopt that? I
don't know. I think we needed a way to track it, and it was like, let's just start right here.
I guess. Yeah.
Wait, but what was your text to me the other day? Did you
Oh.
pull it up?
Yeah, I can find it. I said, this was just out of nowhere. I have so much respect for people who work 2 jobs and are basically always working. This shit sucks. I get off at 10 and I get home at 11, wake up at 5:30 and start at 7. That shit sucks, especially for a job that you aren't passionate about. Fuck this shit. I just want a podcast with a bunch of T's.
Yeah.
I said, I think if I had to go to work a normal job for the rest of my life, I would go insane. And school. That's my rant.
Yeah. And I don't know. I felt that, but I also at the same time was like motivated by that because I don't know. Although growth has been slow with what we're trying to do, I listened to this podcast with Joe Rogan. He had this guy who was a neurobiologist on his show, like full on scientist, qualified guy. And he was literally saying that your brain, when you are on the right path, when you're doing what you feel like in your core, what you are meant to do with your life, even if you're not like successful yet, if you haven't made it big yet, even if you're just on the path you should be on, your brain rewards you with dopamine. So like that's why you literally feel good if you're
so
doing
dope.
That's why you're just so dope.
I've gotten a lot doper since we started this podcast, and that's probably why.
Kyle's just got an overflow of dopamine.
I'm just dope.
Dripping
I'm
with
doped
dope.
up.
Yeah.
That's dope, dude.
But it's awesome to hear that like your body literally, you actually biologically will feel better if you're doing what you think you should be doing. And the thing that's crazy is that he was saying is even if what you think you should be doing is totally wrong. So that's why there's people that can literally have the worst ideologies. So someone
So like a murderer or like a
or like a white supremacist or someone who's totally wrong. If you actually try and step back and like think about the way they think, if they really in their heart believe what they're doing is what they should be doing, they're going to be rewarded biologically for that.
Well, so then if that's true, then well, I mean it is true, but how can we ever not have white supremacists?
Well, because you have to get to a point where you can like make yourself realize this isn't the way I'm supposed to be going.
But can they?
I think anyone can change your views on
not
it.
anyone.
I think anyone
There's
can.
some pretty stubborn, dumb people.
Yeah, but if that guy who convinced KKK members to like befriend him,
that's true. But
if
do you
he
think
can
like Ted
change-
Bundy felt bad about murders? I don't think so.
no. Well, I mean, yeah, I think he had like actual, brain
Well, yeah,
problems.
that's true. That's true.
But I don't know. I think that was cool, and it made me realize that like I know that if we ever get to a point where we don't have to work a day job and this can be the day job, I know that it won't feel as good.
What do you mean?
The feeling of satisfaction will only last for like a week, and then it'll feel normal.
Yeah, but
least for
that'll
me.
be like a cool thing to be able to step outside of that and then look at yourself and be like, this is my normal and this is like everything I could have possibly dreamed of.
Yeah, that's true. But I think, at least for me, I adjust very quickly to like, once I get something, I want more.
I mean, yeah, but that's kind of good though, because then obviously like just having the podcast isn't the end all be all dream, right?
Yeah, no, there's always more, and that's good. But I guess my point is I got to appreciate where we're at right now because I think it's a special time.
Well, yeah, and even just like thinking back to when we started. Well, so okay, we can go back to your video because
this is a good segue.
Before we recorded this, John has a video on his personal YouTube channel that was like a letter to your current self or something, or
it was a video to my future self.
Yeah, it was like 4 years in the future or something. John missed it by a year, but yeah, John was talking about where he wants to be in 4 years or whatever, and what he wants to be doing, and a lot of it was pretty accurate. And I was thinking back to me 4 years ago, I would have never guessed that I would be doing this.
Yeah,
and even like 2 years ago, I wouldn't have guessed.
Yeah,
so it's really cool to see, because I was always someone that like I never really found my passion. Like I don't know. Like when I was in school, nothing was cool to me. Like I didn't want to do anything.
Yeah.
No major stuck out to me. Like I hated all of my classes. Like I just hated everything. The thought of working an office job sounds like the worst thing of all time.
Did you feel like the thought of any job sounded terrible?
Yeah.
Like literally anything.
Doing anything. And like that makes me sound like just a terrible person. But like
no, but I think a lot of people see. I wasn't personally that way. I had a thing. But I think a lot of people can probably relate where they don't feel like anything is like their thing.
And like, like my job now it's not like I hate my current job. It's not what I want to do for the rest of my life. Like I work at a gym, but like it's not that I'm anti working. It's that I just have never been happy with what I'm doing for work or like what I'm working towards.
Yeah.
And now I finally am. And so it's really cool to look back from 2 years or whatever and just see where I'm at now and how much I've changed. And it's just cool.
You always have had a huge passion for sports. Did you never feel like a sports career ever called you?
So like I always thought so. I always thought that was what I was going to do. And then for whatever reason, I kind of just like tailed off and I just didn't really like, I love sports still, but I just don't think I would want to be like a sports commentator or whatever. Cause that's what I wanted to be when I was in like middle school or elementary school.
How come? Do you think that like doing it as a job would take away from your, like you would lose part of that passion? Cause
I kind of think so. And I don't know. I just, the thought of like having to, like wear a suit and go to, like go to a studio and I don't know. That just doesn't, I like something more laid back and casual rather than working under somebody is what I would be doing.
Yeah. What about like if you could do Pardon My Take, but it's your show and you're a host,
that would be kind of cool. But I honestly think this is more fun to me
than talking just sports.
Yeah.
I feel you.
Because, like, I can mix in sports or whatever. And it's not like I could talk sports, but I don't think that it does kind of take the joy out of it for me.
Yeah, I feel you. But yeah, so this video, the reason we watched it before we started recording, someone had messaged me on my Instagram and said, yo, how come you haven't addressed this video? And I literally didn't remember what they were talking about. I didn't know. I'm like, what do you mean? And they're like, you made a video and it was like to your future self in 4 years. And so I went back and looked and it was 5 years ago. Like I was supposed to rewatch this last year, but I forgot it existed. But I essentially, the whole idea was I'm saying what I feel now, where I think I'll be, what I hope I'll be doing.
So what were some key bullet points?
Yeah, so you guys should go watch this. If you go to my personal channel, The Narwhal, it's literally, so you have to scroll all the way to the bottom and it's going to be like the 7th video on there or something. But
it's just a kid with a buzz cut yelling at the camera.
Yeah, the biggest takeaways is I was very angry.
Yeah.
No, I don't know if not angry, just aggressive.
Yeah, you're aggressive and very passionate, I guess.
Yeah, and I think it's kind of cringy looking back at how aggressive I was, but I know that it was coming from a good place.
Yeah.
It was coming from like me wanting to succeed so badly.
And I think you just didn't know how to hone that energy and turn it into like a positive energy, which I think you have now. Back then it was just more aggressive, kind of like how Joe was saying, how you were just locked in all the time. That was like the kind of John. It was around that time.
Yeah, it was literally that time, and it was. I had this energy, but I thought that like you could just bulldoze your way into like success, just like grind. But now I've kind of refined it in real. I still have that core grind. Like I think I pride myself on being the hardest working person that I like can possibly be. Mm-hmm. I think that's really important, but I also have found how to have fun and how to like also be an entertainer.
Yeah.
Cause like that vibe is not entertaining.
The show wouldn't be good if it was John that's just like, I want to kill all these people. And like, I hate the world. And like, I want to be so good.
Yeah.
Like I want to entertain you. Why are you not entertained? That would be John.
It would be like, just enjoy this video, guys.
Why are you laughing?
You have to be so aggressive. You have to work hard. And
have fun turning all the volume down on that.
Yeah. But like, overall, I appreciate that I made that video for myself because it is cool to see. Because one bullet point that I had was, if you don't like where you're at in 4 years, stop and do something you want to do.
Which is exactly what you did.
Yeah, and it's cool because I literally did exactly that a year and a half into college. Another one was like...
I mean, you did it a couple times.
Yeah, I did. I left college and then I also like quit my job in Texas to move back here because I knew I wanted to do this. Mm-hmm. But then I said, so I was a sophomore in high school and I was like, yeah, currently when I'm making this, I don't drink and I don't do drugs because there's no point. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I hope that you're currently not drinking and don't do any drugs.
You know what would have been funny is if you were drunk and you watched that.
Yeah. And so the reason I said, I literally said in the video, there has never been a positive of alcohol.
You're probably a reason of alcohol.
What?
Steve was probably drunk.
My parents met at an Applebee's.
Did?
Yeah. Or no, TGI Friday.
They met at TGI Fridays?
TGI Fridays. It's my dad. Yeah, my mom was at a table with her girlfriends.
And your dad just like
and my dad saw her and literally walked up. It was like a table of girls. My dad just walked up and like introduced himself to my mom.
Bro.
And then he literally said,
the balls on that man.
Right there on the spot, said, tomorrow so my dad has like been in construction and he's always kind of had like a couple different properties that he'll like build houses on and stuff. So he was like, yeah, tomorrow morning I'm leaving to go to my cabin basically. Will you come with me?
That's
just
really
on the
creepy.
spot. And my mom agreed. And I don't know why.
That's super creepy.
And apparently before she left, she like, this was back before there was texting. She called her friends and was like, I'm going to this random guy's cabin that I met last night. This is where it is. So if I don't respond, it's because he like did something to me.
Dude, shout out Steve. Let's go. That's a big dick move.
So it was like a potential abduction story.
She might have been drunk. So you could have been a reason, or you could have been existing because of alcohol. So something did come out of alcohol.
But you're just speculating.
Okay, I am speculating.
My dad's not a big drinker. I've
But
never seen my
back at the TGA
dad
Fridays.
drunk once.
I've seen. Okay, well, but I'm just saying some drinks could have been had at this
could
cabin.
have. They could have.
When was this? When did your parents get married?
Dude, I don't. They got married in '89, but
okay,
it was probably, I don't know.
it only took 9 years for John to pop out.
But see, I was so focused on like achieving goals, and to me at the time, I remembered that like if I want to work towards my goals, I have to be productive, and I have to spend any free time I have doing what I want to be doing. So if I spend that little bit of couple hours of free time going and partying or smoking or whatever, nothing's going to get done. And that was just facts. And I still agree with that. But I think now I've found how to like balance having fun and chill time, but also work hard. Because there was no chill time back then.
Yeah.
There was no fun. It was all goal oriented.
I can see the aggression coming out of you during that video. You were probably so wound up from making videos. You were just yelling at the camera, taking it out on future John.
But looking back on it, I don't think I would have achieved a lot. Not that I've achieved that much in my life, but I don't think I would have got like a job when I dropped out of college if I hadn't had that mindset.
Yeah, that's true. I would agree with that.
So like, I don't know. But then what else? Yeah, I was like, I hope you don't drink. I hope you don't smoke weed, which kind of both of those are now.
But it's not like you're like a regular drinker / smoker.
Yeah, that's true. What else did I say? Do you remember anything else, or was that kind of the main?
You like didn't want to be homeless or something.
Yeah.
Talk to a girl, right?
Well, yeah. Okay. I'll talk about that in a second. I said that as long as you're following your dreams, it doesn't matter if you have to eat ramen every day.
I mean, that's kind of true, but I wouldn't. That's not following my dreams to me.
If my dream required me where I was so broke that I couldn't afford any food but ramen,
let's say that
I'm going to give up on the dream.
You would give up if you were eating ramen.
If
on the
this
podcast?
was if all I could afford was ramen, but I was doing the podcast,
okay,
I would make some changes now.
That's fair. I think I would too.
Just for my own health.
I've already had too much ramen. I can't eat ramen anymore. I had a lot in college, and I can't.
Yeah, dude.
Can't do it anymore.
And then another part was I said I hate babies, which I still kind of don't. I don't like hate them. I just don't really love them.
No, I don't love babies either. They make me uncomfortable.
Yeah. I said I hope you have a dog, which I don't have a dog. And I said, what was the one you said?
Talk to a girl.
Oh, yeah. I basically convinced myself to like not be a pussy and go talk to a girl, or like just shoot your shot, basically.
Yeah. Has that shot been shot?
The shot's been shot
A few times.
I got it like a low shooting percentage.
A couple different baskets, but it's like Shaq at the free throw line. You never know if it's going to go in or not.
Yeah, it's just a toss up. And, I'm in a rough patch right now.
Hey, keep shooting. Shoot or shoot.
Shoot or shoot, man.
Yeah. I don't shoot much.
So,
I'm
yeah.
just an aggressive defender.
Kyle,
I don't know what that translated into girls, but
huh?
If I was just a hard-nosed defense, like I'm Tony Allen. Like I play hard defense, but I don't shoot. What does that mean? That's cock block, everybody?
No, it means that like
I don't let other people shoot.
Anytime a girl tries to get close to you, you're just like
box her out.
Yeah, so like a girl's flirting with you, like, hey, cutie, and you're like, I like boys. Or you just like you do anything to get them away.
I'm gay. Let's leave. That would probably work.
Kyle, you know what we should do? You should.
I'm tangled. Sorry, what?
Right now, you should make a little speech, a little letter to your future self in 4 years.
That's good.
Do you want me to give you some questions, or do you want to just speak from the heart?
Give me some questions. I don't have much in my heart.
All right. Where do you hope your future self in 4 years, realistically, where do you hope you're at, and like what do you hope you're doing?
4 years. So I'm 26, so I cannot be on my mom's insurance anymore. I hope I have my own insurance. I hope I can afford that.
Okay.
I would say I hope that the day has come where I am able to quit my job and do this. I don't know that can happen in 4 years. I'm hopeful that it can happen. I think it can happen, I just hope I'm still doing this, or at least something in this sphere where I haven't just decided, okay, I have to give up on this. Like, I just hope I don't give up.
Yeah.
That's my main thing is like, don't give up. Yeah.
Okay, I got another.
Okay.
I got some more. What do you?
I also hope I grow 2 inches. That'd be cool.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, Chief. I don't think that's happening.
Like, I'm cool with 5'10", but 6 foot would be way sexier. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, we can dream. What do you hope your living situation is like?
Mansion. No, I hope I can like afford my own place.
Your own. So
I mean,
like, no roommate. Will there be a significant other involved?
That is the question. I don't know, because I don't think I can be ready for a relationship until I feel like I've figured myself out. And
Dude,
I'm still
never gonna figure ourselves out.
I mean, that's true, but like, yeah, dude, it's gonna be hard to find a girlfriend that's like sees this and they're like, I'm gonna introduce you to my dad.
Yeah, dude.
What do you do for a living? Talk about poop.
I've never really gotten why this podcast is such a turnoff to girls. It is, at least in my experience, as soon as I tell someone about this podcast, they like are very much not interested.
Well,
and like I kind of get it, but at the same time, if I met a girl who was like, "Hey, I have this weird dream that like is kind of obscure and I'm going to try and make it happen."
I think that's kind of
cool. I would kind of think that's like admirable.
But that's because you're a dreamer. They're not dreamers. They're not for you.
Yeah. They're not dreamers.
Like, I've introduced the podcast to some people and they've been accepting of it.
Yeah. Can't relate.
But I don't know. I mean, yeah, living situation, I think it would be cool to just, I don't know, be able to like have a not shitty apartment.
A not shitty apartment. Okay, will there be a pet? Do you want to have a pet in 4 years?
I could go for a dog.
Okay.
I want a dog in 4 years, but future John didn't have a dog, so.
Yeah. Are there any particular like skill sets or just things that you want to be better at or learn how to do, or whether it's skills or hobbies or anything you want to be better at or be doing in 4 years?
What do I want to be better at?
Like, have you always put off playing the guitar or
no?
Like, do you want to be in maybe like a men's baseball league? Slow pitch.
I mean, I'm trying to think. Like, what do I want to do? I don't know. That's like a hard question. Like, that's not something that I'm not one to like plan and look super far into the future. Like, I feel like I live kind of in the present. Of course, like I can see into the future. I can see into the future. I can visualize in the future and see like, this is what I want to do in the future. But in terms of what am I going to do in 4 years? I don't know. Like, things could change. Like, I could be doing something else. We could have started some other random podcast about like books.
Yeah.
I'd like to read another book by the time I'm 26. No, I think something that would be cool would be to be comfortable doing, like, if we were to do live shows. I don't know if that's a thing in like that's where we're going to be in 4 years, but to be like actually extremely comfortable doing that and like feeling like that's not a big deal.
Yeah, dude, I really want to do live shows at some point.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, I've never had a desire to be a comedian. Ever.
Me neither.
And like, so it's a weird kind of mind fuck, because I'm like, I don't want to be a comedian, so why do I want to be on stage? And I think at the core, I want to like entertain people.
Yeah.
But like, there's gonna come a day, whether it's in a couple months or in a year or 2 years, where we're gonna have to go on stage for the first time.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I'm gonna be so nervous.
That's gonna be. If you think we're sweating now, dude, the amount of sweat coming out of us.
They won't even be able to pay attention to what we're saying, because they'll just be looking at my forehead, just pouring with sweat.
It's gonna be.
And I don't know how to even go about the first podcast. Like, it's one thing if you kind of are famous and you can get fans, like local fans, to come out, but we're just gonna. I don't know,
dude. I have no idea.
You were saying you're not really like one to look that far into the future, which I think is like good. I think I have kind of like an opposite problem where I don't know, probably 6 months ago or 6 to 10 months ago, I never addressed this, but I think it's kind of cool to talk about. I think I had my first ever panic attack.
Oh, really?
And I don't really know if that's what I don't know what it was. I've never done research on what panic attacks are, but basically I always am in my head, which we've talked about, and I like am always like very goal oriented, focused on the future and like achieving things. And I had this moment where I was like editing the podcast and I had so much like shit going on that I had to finish in like a week. And I was like, I don't know how I'm going to do this.
Mm-hmm.
And I was at my laptop and like just the thought of like where I wanted to be and how fucking far away I was from that, and how like this was when the podcast wasn't really like, not that it's that popping now, but
it
like,
wasn't even like popping.
Like it wasn't popping at all.
Not a single kernel has popped.
We had some fans, but it wasn't like gaining any real traction, I would say. But I knew that it was important to me. I knew that what we were doing, like that I was meant to be doing this, but I was just so clueless on how I was going to get to where I wanted to be. And also the fact that like I had quit something that was like safe, and now I was like, and this was right when Kyle and I used to work together, and that job that we had, we both kind of like, we didn't like get fired, but we lost the job because they ran out of work for us essentially.
That was like a year ago.
Okay, so maybe it was a year.
Okay.
But this was at a point where I didn't have a job. Neither of us had a job. We were like transitioning to new jobs. And dude, I just like was sitting at my computer thinking of like, I don't know how I'm going to get to where I'm supposed to be. And I just started crying, and I was like, I couldn't breathe. I literally was hyperventilating and crying at my computer. And I was like, what is going on?
Yeah.
But I was like, I was aware of how weird, like I was aware of like, this is a panic attack, I think.
Yeah. I mean, it might have been.
And I was like hyperventilating, and I was like, then I was trying to like control myself and figure out how to breathe again. And I was like, it was weird, dude.
Wow.
That got really deep, but
so future John, or well, if you were future John, if you were past John a year ago, then fresh out of a panic attack, where would you have seen yourself in a year? Would you be proud of where you're at?
Yeah,
compared to last year.
I think 1,000 subs. We're at 1,000 YouTube subscribers in like a year and 8 months, which isn't great, but it's not terrible. And
especially starting from zero, like zeros across the board. I think I had on Instagram like 200 followers, like, and they were just people I knew.
Yeah. So I think this is good. I will say I don't know if the 4-year timeline is where I'm skeptical if we'll be able to make this a job in 4 years, but I am hopeful.
Yeah.
You can hope. But yeah, man, I don't know. This has been a very wholesome.
It has been. After we stumbled hard out of the gates.
Yeah.
But we've come.
We've come hard. Okay, switching gears a little bit. I just think this is great. I saw a tweet and it said, so the quote, "I never said I fucked your mom," has 7 different meanings depending on what word you stress. Did you see this tweet?
I think so. Yeah, I saw you.
Okay. So,
and I went through it in my head, and it's true.
Yeah, so the phrase "I never said I fucked your mom," there's 7 different meanings, which is pretty impressive. So there's the normal, "I never said I fucked your mom." Mm-hmm. Then there's I never
said I fucked your mom. That's stressing I.
Okay, I never said I fucked your mom.
Could have been him.
And then there's I never said I fucked your mom.
Yeah, like I didn't say that.
Like this has never been said ever. Then there's I never said I fucked your mom.
It's just I just did it. I didn't say I did.
And then there's
I never said I fucked your mom.
Yeah,
could have been somebody else.
I never said I fucked your mom.
Yep.
Then there's I never said I fucked your mom. So like maybe you kissed their mom.
Yeah.
I never said I fucked your mom.
Yeah, that's true.
Then there's
this is my favorite one.
Then there's I never said I fucked your mom.
It could have been somebody else's mom.
And then there's I never said I fucked your mom.
It could have been your dad.
Yo, that's amazing.
Oh, that's funny.
I love that.
I feel like, were they just high and they thought of that?
Yeah, bro. Some of these tweets that go viral are so creative, honestly.
Oh my god.
You know those Twitter accounts like there's this guy who recently, like something cryptic or something is his name, and there's just certain Twitter accounts that you always see going viral.
Mm-hmm.
They're like not really like meme accounts, but they just tweet like
They just
relatable.
always have good tweets.
Yeah, they always have good tweets that go
Probably just steal
viral.
people's tweets.
Yeah, I always wonder, do they just find something else and they tweet it?
It's like they can't be that smart to just go viral that often, you know?
But like maybe they're just really funny.
Well, it's like Fuck Jerry, that account, or like the fat Jewish, that guy.
Yeah.
He just steals people's things and then like posts them.
Yeah.
It's like,
Dude, the person
stupid.
who runs Fuck Jerry probably makes so much money and it's all stolen. That's what's fucked up about it.
is that legal?
I think technically it's not, but it's also
No one does
so
anymore.
hard to like file a lawsuit or something.
Stupid.
Fuck
you, Jerry.
Fuck you. Fuck Jerry. Okay, so now staying on Twitter, I found another tweet that I saved the other day because I thought it'd be good for the podcast. This guy says, "What's the cheapest shit y'all ever did? One time, I went and got a rental car of the exact make and model, manually swapped all 4 tires from my car to the rental, and then took it back. I had a whole new set of tires for about $75."
That's a good idea.
Yeah, so I wanted to just read through some of these replies, and maybe it'll
Okay.
make you think of the cheapest thing you've ever done.
Okay, I'll try to think too.
Someone responded and said, "I'm pretty sure that's a felony."
It definitely is.
Okay, someone said, "I would message lonely, horny men and be like, I'll masturbate to you if you get an Amazon gift card so that I can buy myself toys. And then bam, that's how I've been getting money to decorate my room."
That's okay. This is a girl.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
it's sort of like
she's
OnlyFans.
just scamming,
It's like OnlyFans a little bit.
but a little more scammy
But-
because she never actually sent them videos,
Yeah.
I would assume.
Do people that like in their Tinder bio will put like their Venmo? Who's Venmoing them?
Yeah.
Desperate people.
I will admit, this one time there was this girl that I was like,
Did you Venmo?
well, I sort of like had a thing. I don't even know. I'd been on like a few dates with this girl.
Okay.
Like more than just met. Like we had
Yeah.
hung out quite a few times. And then she was like, "Hey, like I'm out of gas and like I'm really struggling. Could you help me out with like $5?" And it was already like kind of weird because I'm like, "You have a job? So where's your money? Like why do you need me to help you with gas money?"
Yeah, that's weird. That's a red flag.
But it was weird because like the girl before that didn't seem that weird. Like nothing was off, and I was like, and then she's like, "Yeah, like I'm out of gas, and this is just like a shitty situation. Like I have like literally zero in my bank account. Can you just like give me like $5?" And she's like, "And I'll pay you back."
But also on Venmo, it doesn't go straight to your account. I think you got scammed.
And then I was like, "Okay." So I was like, "I'll Venmo you $10 or something." And so I sent her $10. And then like a couple weeks later, she like things got weird and I like stopped talking to her. And then she just never paid me back those $10.
You want to expose her?
No, but it was, I still to this day, I don't know what the deal was.
That's $10.
Where does your money go? You have a job.
The
Did
people
she
that-
just finesse me?
I mean, maybe. Some people... There's a hair in my mouth. Some people are really bad with money and spend it on just the worst things.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm pretty... Well, sometimes I'm good with money. I have a problem with spending it on food, and like I get into phases where I just keep ordering out.
Yeah.
That's my big downfall with money. But other than that, I'm very good with not spending money.
But I think that's, if the worst thing you spend money on is food,
Yeah.
that's still pretty good.
Yeah, that's true.
You know?
Because it's like it's something that I'm using.
Yeah, like you need. I mean, you probably didn't need to order out, but it's you still need food.
Right.
All right. Next one here. In high school, I used to Google pics of messed up restaurant food orders and save them so I could call the restaurant and complain and get free food. I'd tell them I didn't have the receipt, but I took a picture. Worked every time.
That's terrible.
It's kind of
Dude.
awesome.
Okay, so I heard of this person, like someone in my family told me about it, but so they were like in some place. I think they were going into McDonald's, and it was like a big group of them. And this lady is just such a Karen. Like she just
Wait, you know this person personally?
I don't know them, but
Oh.
I've like seen that. I know who they are. Okay, they're not my family member, but so they're like in a McDonald's and they ordered like 6 cones for like there's like a bunch of kids, and then the person went and complained that the cones were like dripping too much or something, or that they weren't good, and they got a full refund and more cones. So everyone got 2 cones.
Oh my
and it's like,
God.
you're gonna and she complained, and she told them, I'm gonna complain. Nothing's wrong, but I'm gonna complain and get us more cones. And she did it.
Yeah, that's what's fucked up.
Yeah, and like that, I heard that story, and I was like, that's the worst kind of it's like the person that sued McDonald's and got millions of dollars because her coffee was hot and spilled.
Oh, is that actually they won?
Yeah,
that?
she won a bunch of money.
Damn.
Yeah.
See, part of me thinks like, yeah, that is fucked up, but another part of me also realizes that this is like a $1 billion corporation.
That's true. McDonald's, I don't feel as bad about, but if it was like a local restaurant, that would piss me off
that'd
more.
be kind of bad. I'm not gonna say who because this definitely is illegal, but I know someone who is self-employed, and they would, at a time in their life when they were struggling a little bit more, they would wait outside stores. So like there's like tax write-offs. So if you buy something for your business, you can write it off as like a business expense, so you pay less taxes at the end of the year. This person would wait outside a store where they often buy things from, and they would like ask people for their receipts so that they could document like a receipt of, oh, I bought this item for $15.
Okay.
And then they can write it off as that they spent $15 on this thing, so they pay less taxes.
Wait, so they would find someone that bought the same thing that they had bought?
No, it would be anything. So they'd wait outside a store. Someone walks out with like a fucking...
Like a camera or something.
Yeah, let's say they walk out with a camera that's like $1,000.
Okay.
And they said, hey, do you need your receipt? And they're like, no. They're like, do you mind if I have it?
I would not give someone my receipt.
And they would get it, and then this person would take that receipt and save it just in case they were ever questioned, and they would now write it off as a tax write-off to say, I bought this $1,000 camera, so that's $1,000 extra I spent on business expenses.
That's genius.
So I pay less taxes.
That is genius.
But also super illegal.
Don't do that.
Don't do it, but
that's kind of funny though.
Yeah.
But do you do anything that's like super cheap? Like I'm trying to think. I don't know if I don't do anything like that. Like that, I would not have the balls to do that.
No, I've never done anything like this bad. Honestly, like I am pretty cheap, but never like breaking any laws. But I mean, it's not that crazy. But I refuse to. When I'm at a restaurant, if I look at something, if I want it, but it like adds extra to the cost, I won't get it.
Well, what do you mean adds extra?
Like if guacamole is an extra $1, I don't care how bad I want guac, I won't do it. Okay. If like adding queso is like 70 cents, I won't do it.
I do for queso. Now I don't think queso is extra at Qdoba, which is nice.
Yeah, that's good. But guac, a lot of places still charge extra for guac.
Well, I'm allergic to that anyways.
Okay, but what about you? Have you thought of anything that you do?
Not really, dude. I don't think I do anything that's that like
you're not cheap. You're bougie.
I mean, I'm kind of cheap, but in terms of like I don't buy a lot of things, but I don't think I do anything like weird that I can think of.
Yeah.
I've never like scammed anyone.
That's good.
I'm just an honest guy, you know.
One time I stole a Game Boy game from this kid who I went on a play date in like 2nd or 3rd grade to his house. I didn't really like him that much. I stole a Game Boy game, put it in my pocket, still have it to this day, and it has his name on the back of it.
What game?
The funny thing is I didn't even really like it. It was like a Mario and Luigi one, but it wasn't like the traditional Mario games. It was like kind of one of those spin-offs where Mario and Luigi are doing something else.
That's stupid.
Dude, I wish I could remember. It wasn't very fun. All right. Someone says, when we at Walmart, we peel the price stickers from the clearance section and place them over the barcodes of higher price stuff. My boyfriend finessed a $100 fishing pole for $2 one time.
That's genius.
But when they scan the barcode, doesn't it like pop up on the person's screen what the item is?
It must not, because if it's just, I don't know. Maybe if it's on clearance, it's just like a clearance bar. I don't know. But yeah, Walmart doesn't treat their employees well, so I'm cool with that.
Oh, someone responded and said, when I worked register at a clothing store, I would let this pass knowing the tag was switched or sticker added. The store made enough money.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't blame people that do that.
All right. Oh, another cheap thing I do. I got this one from my dad. My dad always at hotels will always intentionally like twice a day will go ask for more shampoo and soap, and he'll literally just stockpile it and then
just
bring
take
it home. And then for months at a time at home, we're using like shampoo or hotel shampoo.
Yeah, I could
Just
see your dad doing that
to save money.
That is a Steve move for sure.
Someone says, in college, I used to take all the toilet paper out of the hotel rooms when we went on track meets. I lived in apartment type dorms, and the school didn't provide that for us. So they stole toilet paper from the.
Yeah,
That's not
bad.
too bad.
I stole some hand sanitizer from work.
Wow.
It was right when the pandemic started. I mean, I think we all did, but
Yeah, I've stolen a lot of towels from 24-Hour Fitness on purpose. But then they stopped offering towels because so many people stole them.
yeah.
Someone says, I really wanted some cereal one morning. Didn't have any, so I purposely took my child to school instead of bus just so I could sit down in the cafe and have some breakfast with her. Aw.
I've never craved cereal.
Ever?
I don't think cereal's that good.
Bro,
People are like
you've
obsessed with
never,
cereal.
like for dessert, you've never been like, damn, I really want some like Captain Crunch or something.
I mean, it's like good, but it's not. I've never just been like, damn, like I need some like Cocoa Pebbles.
All right. During college, I ate at different hotels free continental breakfast every morning until I got caught. I got a $10 month Planet Fitness membership, took a shower there every morning and night. Water bill went down almost $80 a month on average.
Damn, that's kind of like what you got to do for van life.
Yeah, that's what I've said. If I ever get a van, I just shower and take my shits at.
Actually,
Actually,
gonna go and poop at 24 like all the time. They're gonna be like, "Oh, you taking a dump again? Yeah, let me scan in. Cool. Oh yeah,
I
I'm
am the
5."
guy that has a membership and never work out.
Yeah.
But then you're spending $40 a month for a gym membership.
Yeah, but you're spending it to poop, shower, and
That's
work
true.
out. That's
So I
That's
maybe
the
net like,
trifecta.
I net like $40 because
Yeah.
I spend 40 on a gym, but I save 80. On
yeah.
my water bill.
And like you're not paying water exactly. I don't know how much water bills are, but should we move on?
Moving on here, just on the topic of good. I found a lot of good tweets in the last couple of weeks. This girl named Chelsea that I follow, she said, "I want to get married, but I want to skip the dating phase. But then I want to be able to leave if it doesn't work." And she said, "I don't know. Does anyone else identify with this?" And I 100% feel the exact same way she does.
You just want to marry someone without dating them?
I want to get you just want to get married. You don't want to go through the process of dating, but then at the same time be able to leave at any moment with like no, like if not. I'm
But
not
how is that
saying
any
I'd
different
want
than
to
breaking
leave.
up with someone?
It's different because like when you're married, it's like it's like more official.
That's scary.
But that's what she's saying. But then she wants it to be where like you
You can
can leave
just-
easily. There's no like legal bullshit and like
Yeah, but that's literally there's no point. There's no point in that tweet
it's
because
different.
it
Dating-
isn't.
Being in a 1-year dating relationship
Yeah.
is different than being married.
Obviously, but like you could just break up with the girlfriend, or you could just leave the situation. There's no different. There's no difference. The only thing is like you're married, and what's the difference between married and dating? There shouldn't be much of a difference. Like if you're dating someone versus when you marry them. There, boom,
But
Chelsea,
no,
roasted. No,
I
I'm
don't
right.
agree.
I'm
I
right.
don't agree. I
Why?
think your day-to-day experience with the significant other is better, probably better if you're married than if you're dating.
So that's married couples would disagree with that.
But those are married couples that are like locked in for life.
I mean, yeah, but
If you knew that if it doesn't work, I
that's
can
why
just
you
leave.
date them. So you know. You
No,
don't just marry
but it
them and then go
feels
willy-nilly, I'm going to get a divorce. I'm not feeling this anymore.
That's because divorces are complicated. But if
I know.
what she's saying is if in this ideal world you could just get married and then you could just get divorced and it's like the same as breaking up. It's
Then
just
why
the
would
titles.
you get married? There's no point.
Because you get to have a wedding. You get
You just want a wedding.
You just get to know that this person is yours.
Then you can have a ceremony anytime you ask somebody out to date.
That would be
Just,
cool.
just like we're gonna have like a wedding ceremony, but just to like be a boyfriend and girlfriend. You could do that.
Yo, you meet a cool girl and you book like a. No, you don't even book a venue. You go to like a public park. Just a
Just have a
public
wedding.
park that has a grass field in Seattle somewhere. You put up like one of those arches kind of.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Whatever, where they like stand under.
Gazebo.
Yeah, and then you just have a fake wedding ceremony. You bring your friend to read some vows.
Could I do it?
Yeah. I'd let you read the vows or be the.
That's a bucket list thing for me. Is I want to marry somebody, but like I want to marry a couple. You know what I mean? I'm trying to do that, like convince my sister, but she said somebody else.
I'd let you do it at my. Actually, you'd probably be my best man at my wedding, so you couldn't do.
But
both.
I could be like the combo, like a combo guard.
I don't think you can be
like I can play defense. I can shoot. I could be the guy, and I could be the guy. You know
like
what I mean?
The utility player.
Yeah, I'm like a utility wedding guy. I could also take pictures or something. I can do it all.
Dude, my sister went to this wedding, and the person whose wedding they were at, the guy had his best friend be the one. He got full on like certified to be, what's it called? Ordained, yes, so that he could marry them. He memorized everything he had to say. He got certified. And then for whatever, I don't know how weddings work. I literally have been to like one wedding in my whole life, which is kind of weird.
I've only been to two.
But does the person marrying you, do they carry the ring do they have the ring with them and then they open it up and have the man take the ring? And
no, I think the ring bearer. I was a ring bearer at a wedding.
So you carried the ring down?
Yeah, I was 5.
But then who do you bring it to? Then do you give it?
I don't remember. I don't even remember bringing the ring down. I just remember that I was the ring bearer. I was like, I was 5. All I remember was bouncing on a yoga ball in my suit. It was at my house.
The wedding was at your house?
Yeah, my uncle got married at my house.
What the hell?
What the hell was my voice?
I never knew that.
I was 5.
They got married at your house?
Yeah.
It's kind of lit.
I guess. I don't remember it much.
Yeah.
I was 5.
But this guy, so like it was the guy's best friend and he was the one marrying them. For whatever reason, he was in charge of the ring. And then at some point leading up to right before everyone was about to come out, or maybe like as it was happening, he didn't know where the ring went.
Dude.
He was like apparently really nervous and like the nerves got the best of him. So as he was talking, he was kind of like stuttering and everyone realized like this is going very poorly already. And then mid ceremony, he realizes I don't know where the ring is. And so then they stop the wedding and everyone just starts looking under the chairs and in the bushes. And it turns out it like fell in the bottom of a huge bush. And so like he was climbing like a huge like shrub.
How?
Because I guess he remembered like earlier he was like near
climbing
that.
a shrub.
And so they had to like mid wedding, they had to climb through the shrubs to find the ring.
Oh, maybe he secretly has a thing for the bride.
Whoa, he didn't want them to get...
He's a saboteur. He dropped it by the shrub. Because how do you just drop a ring?
I don't know.
Like,
dude,
if I were carrying the ring for a wedding, I would be like, if it's in my pocket, I would be holding onto the outside of my pocket.
You don't know how you would feel until you're in that moment. Maybe the nerves would get the best of you.
That's true.
Maybe he was puking into that bush. And it
might have
fell out.
Or he could have just been scaling the shrub like a cool ninja or something.
Yeah, so this guy like ruined their entire wedding apparently.
Yeah. That would be a lot of pressure, but that's the pressure that I'm willing to accept.
If I was to get obliterated at your wedding and I just like puked everywhere, would that ruin your wedding?
Well, I don't think I would care that. Like, where are you puking? Like on
like
somebody?
If I puke on the dance floor, would you say as a whole that would ruin the experience?
Like looking back, it would be really funny. No, it wouldn't ruin it. I would think it's funny, but I'd be like, dude, come on.
Like you'd also be kind of mad.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be like annoyed, but it'd be kind of funny.
Yeah.
Like if you were at like Jordan's wedding and you puked, I would laugh so hard.
Yeah.
Because I would be the one that's probably taking care of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, none of our friends are getting married anytime. You think by the time we're 26, any of our friends will be married?
I hope.
4 years though, like that's kind of quick to marry someone.
My sister's 26 and she has like half of her friends are married, I'd say. Not half.
Yeah,
maybe
but I think
like
her friends might be different than our friends.
A fifth of her friends are probably married.
I don't know if our friends have the maturity level to be married.
Yeah, dude, I don't know.
Like only one of us has a girlfriend.
Hey man, a lot can change.
That's true.
How
he was the least likely to get married, and suddenly Chris is moved into first place.
I would say Chris is the most likely to be married.
Yeah, but
also,
like I'm saying before then.
Yeah. I also think some people date for like 5 years and others date for like 9 months and then get engaged.
Yeah, I think
I don't know where I would be at.
I'm a wild dater. Not a wild dater. I'm a wild dater.
There's this family friends of ours, they were dating for 9 years before they got married.
But I mean, it's different because like if you're 16 when you start dating and then you're 25.
Yeah, but they weren't.
Oh, well.
They were like 25 when they started
Plus
dating.
9, 34. Yeah, I mean, I feel like 30 is a good time to get married.
All right, Kyle. We're going to say
Countdown.
8 years from now.
Shit, dude. I hope I just... Yeah, what am I going to be doing in 8 years?
Probably, hopefully this.
Hopefully I'm not like in this studio. Hopefully we've upgraded to like a cool thing.
Yeah.
If I'm here when I'm 30,
if I'm
I
still
feel like a failure.
sweating in the studio, as long as the studio has air conditioning,
that's all I need.
it can be any studio.
heater
It
in
just
the
has
winter.
air conditioning.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Listen, as long as it's anything a little bit bigger than where we're at now and has air conditioning,
I don't really care about the
That's it.
size. I just care that it's like...
don't you wish we could like have a
I mean, it would be
little
cooler.
bigger?
I mean, it would be cooler, but like I don't think... It's not like we're doing a whole bunch of things in here. Like,
Yeah,
we
no.
just kind of record the podcast.
I do
and, like,
think we would hang out in here more though if like
yeah, it wasn't hot as hell.
if
and,
it
like, we didn't
wasn't
have someone
hot
living above us.
and the up above is there's like an apartment and so we can't be in here after like 8:30.
Yeah.
But like if this was a separate studio where we couldn't bother anyone, I'd hang out in here a lot.
Sure.
Also, guys, we've got some messages. People really want us to try live streaming an episode because we hit 1,000 subscribers. They're like, you hit 1,000, now you got to live stream an episode. Which, by the way, thank you so much for 1,000 subs on YouTube.
We love you.
But we are not going to live stream an episode until we hit 200 reviews
There
and
you go.
ratings on the Apple Podcast app.
That's the big number.
So if you want a live episode, go search Peak to Middle School on the Apple Podcast app, rate us 5 stars, and write
Yeah.
something nice.
And then all 5 of you can watch.
Yeah. You had a rant?
Yeah, so, like, probably me saying this isn't going to do it justice, but this dude at the gym the other day really pissed me off. And
Tell me.
so I was, like, on the I was doing, like, dumbbell stuff. So I was, like, in the benches in front of the bench presses, you know what I mean? Like, the way at my gym, it's, like,
Okay.
there's a line of bench presses, and then there's a line of, like, benches that you can do, like, dumbbell stuff on.
Yeah.
So I was doing dumbbells, and I see this guy in the mirror behind me. Pulls up to the bench press. I think he just got into the gym. Immediately just puts 45s on each side. He sits there for like 10 minutes, doesn't do anything, doesn't like warm up or anything. He's just sitting there with his 45s on. I've done like 2 sets by the time he lays down, does 1 rep, barely gets it up, puts it back, puts more weight on. And then he lays down, and then he acts like he's going to do it, and then he sits up, and then he walked away and left his weight on. And I was like, dude,
Where did he go?
I don't know, but he
Did
left.
he come back?
No.
He never came back.
He didn't even re-rack his weights. He
What the
walked up, put 45s on the bench press, did 1 rep, barely.
And then put more on.
Yeah, and he was like kind of a big, like, not like a big dude, but he was like kind of a thick dude that I would have expected to like be fine with
Yeah.
benching 135. And he was like struggling hard and like his left side was dipping. I was like considering maybe getting up and helping him because he was like slowly
And then he put
like
more
that.
on.
And then he gets up and I'm like, he's better be like putting weight down. And he just puts on like 25s on each side. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
You
dude.
can't do this.
Like you're gonna kill you could kill yourself.
Yeah, and he laid down. He probably thought better of it, and maybe he was just embarrassed. Maybe he saw that I was looking at him, and then he just walked away.
Just disappeared into the night.
And
know,
that's
guys-
just a big annoying thing for me. It's like, one, I work at a gym. If you're not gonna put your weights back, fuck you.
Yeah,
Put them back.
I agree. People who don't rack their weights, fuck you, dude.
Because
It's actually-
I have to put them back because I work at a gym, and
Yeah.
I'm the one that's putting them back. It's annoying.
that is like the cardinal sin of gyms.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't re-rack your weights after you're done, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah.
That is what we call ego lifting, friends. Don't ego lift.
Mm-hmm.
There's literally like, it's so stupid when you see like, we've all done it where you're like, feel like you can lift more. So you're like, I'm just going to push it.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's for yourself, but most of the times it's maybe there's like other people or like a hot girl.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm going to put on more than I think I can
Yeah.
do.
It's like, oh, I can bench 250. Can't bench 250.
And it's like, you're not going to get the results.
No.
I've learned from Shim that like oftentimes the most results, like you can get crazy results from doing things that don't look hard,
Mm-hmm.
but they're really fucking hard if you try it.
And I also feel like me when I first started working out, I wasn't strong at all. So like I was super insecure. Like if I was benching and I have like, I don't know, 10s or 25s on each side, like I was embarrassed by that. And like I thought people would look at me and be like, oh, that guy's weak.
Yeah, but that's not like now
if I see somebody doing that, I'm like, good for them.
Yeah.
Like they're starting. Like,
yeah.
Cool.
And it's like even someone who's really strong, even Shim could find an exercise to do with 10 pounds on each side and make it hard.
A lot more reps, or they're doing like close grip or something.
Yeah. So like, I don't know. There's always those meatheads who are like the guys who like you can just tell by looking at them they've never stretched.
Yeah.
They just eat whatever the fuck they want, and they just got like big beards or something, and they just like
they just look like they have high blood pressure.
Yeah, they just like waddle around. They're like,
yeah, they're loud as shit, and it's like,
which I mean, if you're gonna grunt, that's cool.
Like if you're gonna be, but like you got to be lifting like quite a bit of weight if you're gonna be like the loud grunter. Like everyone kind of grunts a little bit, but if I can hear you through my AirPods that are like on silence mode, like grunting hard, you better be lifting a lot of weight.
Yeah.
And another thing, this guy the other day, it was the same day actually, simultaneously. There was the man behind me who did one rep, and then there was a guy like in front, like right in front of the mirror, right by the dumbbells. He was holding like 25s in his hands, and like I don't even know what he was doing. He looked like one of those guys, like one of those things at a car wash where it's like it bursts air through it and it goes like whoa, like that. He was doing that with dumbbells, and like he was like raising up and then like turning around and like holding the dumbbells up,
so
and then going down. And I was like, and he was arching his back and like struggling with his shoulders. I'm like, what is that doing?
That is like dangerous.
Yeah,
that's how I broke my finger. I was like,
well, he wasn't like swinging him. He was like just lifting. Like,
but
I don't
still,
know what he was
even
trying
if
to
you're
do.
moving your whole body around like that, like those things could like you could drop it. You could
yeah, and
hit
like
someone.
I would dislocate my shoulder because I would bring it a certain way. My shoulder would go out. I think maybe he was trying to do those like what are they, good mornings or whatever thing where you're leaning, you just hinge at the hips and you lean forward with a dumbbell.
Definitely not the right way.
No, it's called. Do you know what's that called?
Yeah, well that's a good morning.
I think that's what he was trying to do, but
definitely not what he was
all
doing.
over the board. I don't know what he was doing.
Interesting.
He was like touching his toes and then going up. And
yeah,
then, like moving around and then touching his toes with the weights in his hands.
Yeah.
People at my gym suck.
There's no shame in not knowing what you're doing at the gym.
But don't like not know that much.
Just don't act like you know what you're doing. Like if you don't know what you're doing, just don't do like some weird shit.
Or like go to a machine or something. I don't know.
Yeah, or just like look up a tutorial or something.
Yeah, like it's fine if you don't know what you're doing, but just don't know that much what you're doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right. Well, let's hop into the segments here, guys. I want to remind you all, go subscribe on YouTube so you can get full video versions, and every other week we have a content video coming out, and I'm gonna tell you guys right now.
It's out.
Well,
oh, sorry, I misunderstood that. I listened to half of that. I thought you were talking about the Patreon video, the behind the scenes video.
That's totally different.
There's a behind the scenes and there's a deleted scenes video. Those are both out for you patrons.
Yes, we have a Patreon at patreon.com/PIMS podcast. So if you guys want a bunch of extra content every month, go support us over there.
Yep.
But yeah, there's going to be today we are recording a how fast can you eat a McDonald's Happy Meal challenge.
So yeah, comment what you think you can get.
Yeah, my dad claims he can eat it in 30 seconds.
That's such bullshit.
Which
there's not a chance.
He's going to try, and I have this fear that I'm going to film him doing it, and then he's going to choke on camera because he's trying to eat too fast, and I'm going to witness him die.
Well, that would suck.
Yeah. Thanks for the voice cracks.
How do I fix this?
You don't.
No.
But yeah, and then there's also one more video that we're doing that I actually think I'm going to end up posting on the Peak to Middle School channel instead of my personal channel. Is I'm going for the Phase 5 challenge, which if you guys don't know what it is, if you're not really into gaming, maybe you've never heard of it, but most people have heard of FaZe Clan. They're a huge YouTube gaming anything team now. Some of the biggest like content creators in the world are a part of FaZe. LeBron James' son just signed with FaZe. They have like so many big people. But anyways, they used to have this challenge called the Phase 5 years ago where it was an open competition and you would make a submission video And if your gaming clips were cool enough or crazy enough, you would move on to the next round, which is when they cut it down to 100 people. Then you have to do another video, and then they cut it down to 20 people. And then after that, they pick the 5 final people, which is why it's called the Phase 5. And those 5 people win, and they join Phase. They get like a contract. They're legit now. So this is their first time ever bringing it back in like 8 years or something, 6 years maybe. And this time it's open to any type of creators. They made it very clear it's not just gaming. It's any creative thing you do, whether it be dancing or singing or gaming or literally anything. So podcasting.
So John's going to sing.
So I'm going to make this video for Peak to Middle School, but it's going to be basically my submission for it. Kyle's going to be a part of it as well, but it's ultimately going to be about my journey as a content creator and my dream to always be like, I've always known I wanted to be in front of the camera.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to spend a lot of time on it. It's due in like on the 18th. So in like less than 2 weeks from now. So it'll be up by then. I'm going to put it up on the Peak to Middle School channel since this is our focus now. And I just want you guys to support the shit out of it. I'm going to put it on Twitter, Instagram. I need everyone, when it comes out, just please show love on it because listen, I don't expect to win. There's literally tens of thousands of people going for it.
I expect you to win.
But even if we don't win, if we can just get people to see like, oh shit, these guys have been grinding this for a while. They're legit. They've developed this fan base a little bit. It could really help the show grow.
Yep.
So with that being said, if there's ever a challenge or anything that like any opportunity, I really encourage you guys to go for it. Cause like oftentimes you probably won't win, but even if you don't win, good things come from challenges like that. So, all right.
There you go.
There you go. All right, everybody. Moving on to our segments here. We got why'd you Google that and fan questions. All right. How this works. Why'd you Google that? Kyle and I go on Google. We start typing in something and we see what autofills and we figure out why the fuck would you Google that. So can I do 2 of mine?
Sure.
One of them is relating to a question you had a few episodes ago. So
Oh,
I
really?
followed up on this.
Oh, wonderful.
What was the first name ever?
Oh, that's good. Is it just going to tell you stupid Adam? Because that's not the right
No,
answer.
the first name, the earliest known example of a named person in writing was Kushim.
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 Let's go.
The name Kushim is found on the Kushim tablet in Uruk period clay tablet used to record transactions of ingredients used in beer. The first ever name in the world documented was in a beer transaction.
Let's go. Shout out to that guy. I mean,
Well,
there definitely was names before Kushim, but
Kushim could have been a girl. You don't know who was buying beer.
let's be honest, back then, I don't think women could buy beer.
No, I think that was pre-sexism.
That's true.
I think like back when like
Yeah,
the
they were
early
almost like better
people,
back then. I mean, they did like savagely murder each other all the time, but
Yeah, but that's because they had it was like survival.
yeah.
I think literally back then, I think there was like no like racism.
Yeah,
or
when did people start
sexism.
hating like races and like women? There it is again.
When
When did people start hating women?
I think it's when like people didn't have to fight for their survival as much.
Then they
'Cause then
started
they-
like looking around. They're like, I don't like that guy, or you're a woman.
Yeah, but back then I think everyone was just cool.
Yeah,
I have no evidence
I
about
don't
that.
think that. Yeah, zero evidence, but I'll agree with you.
But yeah, so Kushim, there you go.
Shout out to Kashim. Did you have a different one that you wanted to read?
Yeah, I guess I'll do both. My next one here. So I've had a question in the past for why'd you Google that about can deaf people read?
We talk about deaf people a lot.
Yeah, and this one is how do deaf people call 911?
Oh shit.
Because
Oh damn. I was like, they just dial it, but they can't hear.
yeah, they can type it in, but then you can't hear anything on the other line. So it says,
deaf people must not call people.
well, they probably don't talk on the phone.
You
I would
can't text
assume.
911 either, can you?
But it says, always contact 911 by making a voice call if you can. If you are deaf, hard of hearing, or speech disabled, and text to 911 is not available, use a TTY or telecommunications relay service. Wait, so hold on.
TTY? Yeah, I mean, there should be a way to just like text 911.
Yeah, so I think normally you can just, like it said, you can text, but if that's not available,
911, dad choking on Happy Meal.
my understanding now is that deaf or and hard of hearing people can now call 911 through texting. This is quite an egalitarian solution until the police arrive and the deaf person finds the cop can't or won't communicate with them. That's also like, what if you text it
And you're like, you don't talk.
Yeah, and then they come and then you can't even communicate with them. So then the cop can't or won't communicate with them, and then once again the deaf person is shit out of luck. Damn. But then
the cop shoots them.
But then it also is saying there's a thing called a TTY, which is, they say it looks like a typewriter to call 911 directly.
A typewriter?
No, it's a thing called a TTY, which stands for
typewriter.
I don't know what that stands for, but it's like a typewriter thing that deaf people can use. But I think nowadays they can literally just text it.
Okay.
That still seems like a kind of confusing situation, though.
I mean,
because like they said, if the cop shows up, they can't talk to you.
There's so many issues with being deaf that I never thought about.
Yeah, dude.
Like
That's why I always talk about it, because there's so many things that are confusing.
I would love to meet a deaf person. I've never met a deaf person. No, I've never met a deaf person.
I think it'd be cool to have a blind person on this podcast.
I have met a blind person, but I have not met a deaf person.
But I feel like blind people like probably get asked their whole life about what it's like being blind. So the last thing they want to fucking talk about is being blind.
No, but people always ask me like, why am I so cool? And I love talking about how cool I am. So
yeah,
I've been cool my whole life.
Yeah, I mean, I've never asked you once about that.
Yeah, but that's because you wouldn't get it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Cool.
Anyways, I Googled something really cool. So I was curious about catnip because we got these like scratching posts for my cats, and then like they came with a little bag of catnip.
Okay.
And it was like a little suspect 'cause it was like this small bag of like herbs,
Okay.
It looks like just a little weird. So we were talking about like, what is catnip? And we never Googled it. So I decided to Google it. I said, what is a catnip equivalent to? Like, what is a cat's high on catnip versus like what would it feel like for me? It says catnip in no way enters the cat's bloodstream, unlike human street drugs. A human analog that causes similar effects as catnip on cats, as in a comparable high would be LSD or marijuana.
But marijuana enters your bloodstream.
No, I know, but it's like the comparable high of like what they're probably feeling like.
Dude, if your cat's on LSD,
that's probably I would think it's more like LSD than marijuana, because marijuana they'd be more chill, and like my cats, if they have catnip, they're going insane, running around. They're probably like looking around at everything. That's probably what LSD. Like it's probably not even similar, but that's the closest thing.
But if they had to compare it,
yeah. And then this other thing.
What if your cats are like really terrified, but you don't know that?
I mean,
like what if they're traumatized?
They keep eating it, so that's their problem, not mine. I don't want to give my cats catnip because they're fine
crazy.
the way they are. They're enough. So then it says, can catnip get you high? And it says technically
like for a human,
technically you can smoke catnip, but you won't get any psychoactive effect. Still, the herb is a member of the mint family and is thought to have benefits for humans. So people might be smoking that nip.
Would you smoke catnip with me?
No, I wouldn't. I would not.
But they said it would have some beneficial
I don't
effects.
Trust that. It's probably not even right.
Dude, I would smoke catnip for a video.
You can smoke some catnip. That's fine.
Yo, as long as if I ask my doctor and I'm like, I know you're not going to recommend it, but just tell me, is this going to harm me?
I guess I'll try it.
If he's like, no, it's not good, but it's not going to do anything, then I would try it.
I mean, I got a bag of catnip in my house if you want it. It's pretty ground up too.
All right. Cool. Well, moving on to fan questions here. Guys, ask us some good questions. Some of you suck at asking good questions.
Some of the questions are repeat questions of people who didn't listen to the episode of why we're called Peak to Middle School or where we want to take the show.
Yeah, that's all been answered already.
So there's an episode. It's like recent. You can find it.
So the first question here is from Anthony Borelli, and he says, if you had to chew one food item for the rest of your life but never swallow it or spit it out, what would you choose?
Does gum count?
No. You just got to be chewing it forever.
Oh, man. What's probably something that like doesn't have a taste, because
really?
That means I can never kiss anyone. If I got like a mouthful of like corn.
You could just push it to the side.
Yeah, that's why I was like hoping gum, because like it would refresh my breath and like I could just like put it on my lip or something or under my tongue.
Now, would this food or gum retain its flavor forever, for all of eternity?
Let's go with yeah.
Because like, if
otherwise,
it's just
I
turned into
think
mush.
I'd throw up a lot.
I would honestly
Mashed
choose just like a.
potatoes.
Are you serious?
It's
But
not
you
much-
don't even chew those, really.
Yeah, that's true.
You just put them in and just.
There's no good answer.
What do you mean? Yeah, like pepperoni pizza. It's just whatever the best tasting food
Yeah, but
is.
you always just smell like pepperoni. We'd be doing this podcast, and you just your pepperoni breath would be just entering my nostrils.
Imagine me trying to talk and my mouth always has pizza in it.
Yeah, dude. You wouldn't be able to do a podcast with food in your mouth.
I would, but I'd spit on you so much.
Yeah, or you could be super annoying and just always be chewing on chips. Just always crunching.
Yeah.
I would choose something soft.
That would be kind of more satisfying.
I think mashed potatoes might be the move. That might be the worst move or the best move. I don't know. I could stick mashed potatoes under my tongue.
No, but that doesn't count.
I have to keep chewing
You have to keep chewing. I'm choosing pepperoni pizza or like a crisp Caesar salad because that crunch would like satisfy me throughout my day.
But you would be so annoying. Think about like when you were in college, you're in the back just eating a salad.
Just all day.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think you lose either way.
What
doing
about
that.
you? What do you pick? Are you sticking with mashed potatoes?
Mashed potatoes is my answer.
Okay.
I'm eating mashed potatoes.
All right. Next question. It also happens to be from Anthony, not because we don't like you guys, but because his questions were just the best.
He also
Okay?
asked like 10.
Yeah, he asked like 10 to 15 questions. So he says, if you got turned into a girl and met yourself as a dude, would you have sex with yourself? Like, would you have sex with him?
Basically, it's like, do I?
If you're
Wait.
so you're not a girl version of Kyle. You're literally just some other girl.
Oh,
but it's like Kyle Stafford still exists.
yeah, dude. I'm fucking hot, dude. I would fuck myself for sure. Yeah, I'd hop on that dick.
Like
That's gonna get clipped, and I hate that. I just said that.
you said, I would hop on my dick.
I would hop on. I would hop on that dick. I would.
See, I don't know if I have that much confidence in myself.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if I would find myself attractive.
Like, if
Not
I
sure.
was a girl, I don't think I'm my type.
What's your type of guy?
Um,
You like twinks?
I
I
always
could
go
be a
back
twink.
to this, but just Michael B. Jordan is so hot.
Yeah, he's a good-looking dude. Zac
So-
Efron's my
so
type.
like basically the most unrealistic
yeah.
looking guy.
I mean, let's be real. Like, if you were a girl, you wouldn't be able to get him.
No, I know. So I'd have to settle, but I don't think I would settle for me.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I bring much to the table in terms of like a girl.
Yeah.
You know, like look at me and be like, damn, like this is what I want. You're not.
Yeah, I don't think I'd be. I also recently I don't like. Not that I hate my hairstyle, but I just wish I had like a.
You're
Like,
uninspired.
It's my hairstyle's uninspired.
Do something different.
I want to do so. I just feel like as a girl, they want something. I need to keep it fresh. Like every 5 years, I need a new hairstyle.
Then change it.
But like I don't know what to change it to. I don't know like where to go
Mohawk.
from here. I've tried buzz cut. I've gone blonde. I've gone almost bald. I literally Kyle
Yeah.
gave me like a
John was
2
basically
buzz
bald.
cut,
Yeah.
and it was blonde, so you couldn't even see my hair.
It's a tough look.
I've had Bieber hair.
Yeah.
I've had like the in between.
What do you want now? Afro?
My
perm?
only
You
other
can get a
option
perm.
is like really long.
Really?
Well, what else have I not done?
I mean, something cool.
Like I don't know.
I don't know. Get
My
like
hair
a nice
is like
haircut.
super, just like flat and straight.
So is mine.
So like, I don't
I don't
what to
know.
do. I don't know, Kyle.
Google good haircut for guys.
Maybe what I'll do
And
is
do
like
the first one.
So it's like kind of a mohawk, but it's like on each side. So like this side of my hair, I have stick out that way,
Oh, that's good.
and then this side of my hair, I have stick out that way.
And then
It's
what,
like a V.
what's on the top?
No, it's just that's the gap.
Oh,
it's
it's
like a river.
It's like a middle part.
Yeah,
That'd be cool. Like horns.
yeah.
And you could just be like, ugh. Because you're
Yeah.
the devil.
What about you? What's your next hairstyle gonna be?
Just fucking bald, probably.
Don't say that, dude. Your hair's fine. You got
Nah.
you got a lot of hair. What are you gonna?
That's the thing is like in 8 years, who knows?
Do you think you'll be balding in 8 years?
I don't know.
But like, do you think you'll ever change your hairstyle, or do you like your hairstyle?
I don't really care that much. Like I don't put that much.
See, like I never am satisfied with my hair ever.
I
Like, I
wasn't
don't
satisfied for a while, but then now it's something that I've moved on from of not being satisfied. And now I'm unsatisfied with other things.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. What was the question? Oh, would you have sex with yourself?
How did we get here?
I guess.
I give myself a shot.
Yeah, I mean, I think I like myself now, so I like to think that if I was a girl, I would like myself as well.
There you go.
But I've been friend zoned like 70,000 times.
It's because you haven't been the girl. You haven't met the right girl. Maybe you could be that girl.
That's true.
You're the right girl for you.
Yeah. Okay. There you have it, guys.
What would you be like as a girl?
I like this.
I feel like everyone's like, oh, I would be such a whore, but they wouldn't be.
No. If I was like the
I wouldn't
same
be.
being, like the same soul, but just my chromosomes got changed to where I'm a girl instead of a guy. So I'm like Jonisha or Jonah. Joan.
Probably
But Joan
Joni.
sucks.
Joni.
Can I be like Josie?
Joanna.
I'd rather be Josie.
You're not. You're Joan.
I don't want to be Joan.
Well, what else is? I would be Kylie.
Yeah, but
Or
that's
Kyla.
not my fault that John is not close to a girl name.
It's not my fault that Kylie's a name, and it's kind of a nice name.
Yeah.
That sucks for you.
As a girl,
Joan.
I know that if I was a girl, my parents were going to name me Brooke, I think.
Really? I would have been Linnea.
Are you serious?
Linnea Nicole.
What?
Yeah.
Linnea, like,
That's a cool name.
that's so much different than, like,
Kyle.
and like
And
Karina's
Karina.
not that, like,
They
where
said
did
she would have been like
Linnea-
Bryce Robert, but they didn't think much about it.
Well, why Linnea? That's so, like, extravagant.
Well, I think it's maybe Norwegian or
Oh.
Irish. I don't know.
They just got the most white name ever.
Yeah.
I mean, me too. No, mine's more white, actually.
yeah. I mean, like, we just wanted to have, like, or my parents wanted to have a mixture of Irish and Norwegian. So it was Karina, Eileen, Norwegian, Irish, and then Kyle. Well, Kyle's just English.
Yeah.
It's just whatever. And then Anders is Norwegian.
Yeah, so if I was Brooke, I don't know. I feel like I'd be like kind of socially awkward in high school. I'd probably play soccer. I don't know why. I don't think I would play basketball. And I think I'd probably like have graduated with like a degree in environmental science.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sounds like Brooke.
Yeah.
I would be Kylie, sexy softball player.
Softball. Okay.
I wouldn't be playing baseball. I mean, I could be.
Now, I just statistically, a lot of softball players are lesbian. So would you be lesbian in this
Might be.
hypothetical world?
Might be.
Okay.
I'd like to think that I would be
Okay.
because I want to be different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't choose your.
No, you're right.
You're
I
not
would-
like
you're
choosing
right.
to be lesbian.
Maybe I
you
could
just
really
are.
try to be, but I'm just not.
Yeah.
I would also be a late bloomer probably, and I would probably be a vet.
I like it.
I would, that's.
I mean,
that's,
Kylie sounds cool to me.
Yeah, she sounds sexy, but I don't know.
What if you were born a girl as Kylie? I was born a guy as John. I met Kylie.
You're not my type.
And then we started
No,
dating.
you're not my type.
And then we got married. And then I married my best friend in an alternate reality. But I never know that you actually, in this other reality, are Kyle.
Uh-huh.
But in my reality, you're Kylie. So if I ever go to this different universe, I meet Kyle Stafford instead of Kylie Stafford. And you guys have the same face structure. So then I realize, like, oh my God, I think I married Kyle. I think I married this guy who's like, she'll be my best friend, but now they're my wife.
Yeah, it's getting late in the podcast. This is where the weird ideas come out. What if I could like go into a time machine that like changes my gender and you don't know about it? I would bang you.
Yo, like if you could create a clone.
Wait.
No,
let me
that's
think about
good.
that.
This is good. This is good.
I don't know if I would.
No, you would.
You wouldn't be my type.
You create a clone,
Okay.
but Kyle still exists. So the guy version is just on autopilot.
Yeah,
So we still hang out. We still do the
I'm going through the
podcast.
motions.
But it's like a drone controlling you. So I don't
Yeah.
realize that you're fake. Your consciousness is now in Kylie.
Yeah.
And Kylie has a fake last name because she's out to plot against someone.
Kylie Stanford.
Kylie Stanford. And I meet Kylie Stanford at a bar, and it's really
I'm taking you to Pound Town.
It's you,
And
John.
then I come back into Kyle and I tell you all about it.
Yeah,
I give you a rating on your performance.
Yeah, and like one day Kylie stops responding to me, and it's because she's gone. Like, and then you come back, you're like, hey, you remember how the other week Kylie stopped responding to your texts?
I'm Kylie. That would ruin everything.
Dude,
I don't want to see your dick
I mean,
or
yeah.
have sex with you.
No.
That sounds like kind of the worst. No offense.
No, but like if you were a truly
Yeah, I mean, if I was
actually
into
a
it, I would-
girl, you would actually want that, and it would probably
Yeah.
feel good.
I hope so. Let's hope you made me feel good.
I think I'm good at I think I'm like pretty good in the bedroom.
Okay.
Like I'm just saying.
Okay.
I think I am objectively above average in the bedroom.
I'll be the judge of that.
I'll say that.
well,
Someone's
I'll
gonna
give you-
clip that out of context.
Yeah. They already did. I'll give you a report card.
All right, guys.
Let's end this thing.
Let's end this
quickly.
Thank you all so much for listening. You can follow me at Hey Narwhal on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. And yeah, show support.
Holy shit, that scared me. Is that Jordan?
Probably.
That scared the shit out of me because I just took my headphones off and that was, yeah, he's standing right at the door.
Oh my God. You
All right, we're
scared
ending
us.
we're ending the podcast right now. LeBron's here with Happy Meals.
LeBron has walked in with 3 Happy Meals, guys. Thank you all so much for listening. Be sure to drop a like if you're on YouTube, and and leave a review on the Apple Podcast app. There's new episodes every Monday and Thursday. Kyle, where can they follow you?
Instagram at KyleStafford36. Follow the podcast at PIMS Podcast. Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. Give a congratulations to Jordan, who is officially a certified personal trainer, and he has celebrated by walking in with Happy Meals.
The new personal trainer just passed the test, eating Happy Meals. Nothing better than that.
Proud of you.
I had Jack in the Box last night.
Okay. So that's great.
We're very proud of him. Say congratulations to him, everyone, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.